Khushamudid everyone, welcome back to the Spice of Life A to Z. Hope y'all are doing well. Alhamdulillah, we are doing well too. This is a part 4 of the Chicago vlog, and in this vlog we are going to the architecture tour. We have to go on a big cruise and it is 1 hour and 30 minutes long. As we go on, the tour guide explains us each and every building, like when it was built, why it was built, how much it costed, and how long it took. And we went right before sunset, so we got to see the chance to see the buildings in daytime and nighttime. My favorite was the night view.
Door to this reflective building there with the cutouts going down the side. This is 111 West Wacker. And those cutouts represent Chicago's canals and also contain patios which correspond with the heights of neighboring buildings, and another example of contextualism. But everything below that first patio there was originally part of a different building, the Waterview Tower, before construction was halted on that one following the 2008 financial crisis. So the building was actually abandoned for quite a while. This is the Builders Building, and the side of the building closest to us was completed in 1927, but the extension on the right of the building was completed in the 1980s, 60 years later. You can see, though, how the designers of the extension honored the original intention of the building without outright copying it, almost like a call and response through time. So if you've been keeping track, we've got a spark, a start, and a complete piece of art, all plucked from the past and used by designers to inform their present. That is some quantum collaboration, and further evidence that the buildings in Chicago have layers to them. Now up ahead on the River Street Bridge, Chicago is home to the most movable bridges in North America, 37 in total. We are number 2 worldwide behind Amsterdam. Now, but the Wells Street Bridge up ahead, a wilderness outpost with a population of about 350 people. Over the course of the next 70 years, that population would expand to 1.7 million at the turn of the century, making Chicago one of the fastest growing cities in history. Wolf Point is the location of many firsts for Chicago, including the first church, the first hotel, and the first theater company. It was also, though, the location of the first tavern, the appropriately named Wolf Point Tavern, which was located in the West Bank, directly ahead of us, right about where that spiral sculpture sits today, that red sculpture up there. The center of meat production in the U.S. The poet Carl Sandburg described Chicago as hog butchered to the world. Barges of meat would come up from the Union stockyards in the South to be frozen in buildings like Fulton House before being loaded onto refrigerated train cars and shipped around the country. After decades. Now, the Kinsey Street Railroad Bridge was completed in 1908. It was the longest and heaviest vascular bridge in the world. It served a number of railroad customers on the east side of the river, the last one being the Chicago Sun-Times. They also experienced the White City, which was the nickname affectionately given to the grounds. The Riverwalk. Just beyond the bridge, though, you'll see plots of plots that are holding water plants, as well as metal poles sticking out of the river. That are essentially fish hotels. The next section is obviously very much tailored toward the ecology of the river. I love when we're approaching Merchandise Mart at this time of night completely. That projector contains 34 projectors costing about $8 million to install, and every night after sundown they project a free public art show onto the surface of Merchandise Mart. Unfortunately, this is the countdown for when it starts, and we will not be here when it does. So I apologize. But it does happen every night between April and December. So if you're still in town tomorrow, like after the tour, you might be Sile Street, which did happen. This is up ahead. It did happen in 1930, but they ran into an obstacle. That obstacle being the Reed Murdoch Center, this brick building with the clock tower on the left. It was completed in 1914, and an interesting shape is the result of a zoning law from 1923. That law removed height limits on buildings built in Chicago, as long as the top floors did not exceed the 25% of the building, and was designed by New York architects Raymond Hood and John Mead Howell. It was also modeled after the Rouen Cathedral in Normandy. Now, my favorite part of Tribune Tower, though, isn't visible from the river. But if you were to wander over there after the tour, and it is very...
The big color changing circle you see there is a Ferris wheel, which is in Navy Pier.